Hi, it's Kane Hodder, Jason from Friday the 13th. You're watching Slash and Cast. Keep watching, or I'll kill you and your whole family.
What's going on, horror fans? Welcome to another episode of Slash and Cast. My name is Riley. That is Nick. And before we get things started, we have some announcements. As usual, first things first, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the troops out there that are sacrificing their lives to make ours better. Really keen on that, okay? But, just find a time of the day to just think about the troops. And, yeah. All right. First thing we really got to discuss here is our summer programming because it's been a bit of a mess because this week, we've planned on starting our 5 videos a week programming, but it got messed up because of the time that we were allowed to post videos on Friday 13th. Yeah. So we were like, oh, shit, now we got to bounce onto that. And so that's what happened. But still, Mondays will still be Slash and Gas. We're officially starting this week, okay? Tuesdays will be gaming, probably Friday 13th. We have one planned already for tomorrow, and I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, Wednesdays, again, is going to be our new show, CSI. We are 2 episodes in, then a 2-week break. We were going to do it last week, but our videos messed up. Conspiracy, speculations, and ideologies. Go check that out. I'll link you to an episode there. Thursdays is going to be another gaming video, probably Friday the 13th. Eventually, we're going to get to a point. Is there a point beyond Friday the 13th? I don't know. Eventually, it's going to be something different, but for now, it's probably going to be Friday the 13th.
Yeah. And then for Fridays, we're going to have alternate videos here. This includes, like, challenges. It could be anything. Just fun stuff to do to, entertain us while entertaining you. But I think we have some stuff in plan, including, like, movie scores. Who can guess what movie the song is from? Stuff like that. But, yeah, that'll be starting up this week, so we're really excited for that.
Right. And then, if you've been following the channel, we've been streaming a lot. And that is because we were allowed through the content creators early access to stream before Friday the 13th came out. So we're probably going to stream at least 3 times a week. Yeah. That's probably safe to say, whether that's the 13-hour streams like we have been doing, whether that's 4 or 5 hours here and there. It'll be definitely on the weekend sometime and definitely during the week.
Right. So yeah, there's your summer programming, and hopefully we actually stick to that this week and get her started for sure. And other announcement here, Scares That Care Charity Weekend, which is running through July 21st through the 23rd in Williamsburg, Virginia. We're going to be there. And, Scares That Care is a really cool convention, especially because it's for, charity. I mean, it's a basic horror convention, but all the funds go towards charity, which is super cool. We're going to be there. We're going to be vendors. We're working on getting our separate room so we can run Slash and Cast there, do interviews, et cetera, et cetera. We're also going to have the game set up there. So we're going to definitely drag some people into our booth area and make them play. Yeah. So that's going to be super cool. If you're in the area, you should definitely come and check it out. It'll be a good time. Scares That Care Charity Weekend, July 21st through 23rd in Williamsburg, Virginia. Also, more announcements here. As we always say every week, if you're looking to play with us on Friday the 13th, the game, or really any game in general, you can head on to our Xbox, Steam, or PS4 groups, clubs, communities. They are all officially now Slash and Cast fans with no apostrophe before the end.
I fixed the PS4 group.
Yes, yeah, so they're all the same now. There's no apostrophe before the end. There's space in between that. So Slash, space, N, space, Cast, space, fans. And then you will find us. Xbox has been a little troubling lately. Yeah. I know we've gotten a ton of messages saying, like, hey, I can't get in. If that does happen, go ahead and send us, either a tweet on Twitter at either RJL Productions, or you've been taking a lot of tweets at Nic_Slash and Cast. And then also you can message us on our Facebook page as well. So a lot of options there. Send us your gamer tag, and then we'll get you in directly.
Right. Another good piece of information is the Friday the 13th the game Discord server. Like I say every week, a lot of cool stuff on there. There's a discussion page. There's, dank memes. And even they just started, there's a tech issues section. So if you're having issues with the game, any sort of issues, there have been devs in there all day long between Ilphonic and Gun in there answering. In fact, that's brought a lot of new users as of recently. So, you can head in there if you got some tech issues. When you get those sorted out, go over the discussion, talk about the game, the franchise, movies too, anything.
Yeah, good time. Also, we are officially launching our own Discord upon a ton of requests. So keep an eye on our stream because that's what we'll start linking invites really soon. So heads up for that. All right, now let's officially jump into our news. Of course, opening up a Friday 13th the game. Hey, it's out.
Woo!
They did it. They're there.
Yeah.
But as you'd expect upon a pretty rushed release, so they had to get it out pretty quick, and the amount of stuff that was going on, the budget that they were working with, some things went a little haywire, and one of those main things was servers. Like, servers were pretty, messed up, especially across consoles.
Yeah.
Xbox, I gotta say, man, it's just been total bummed. Like, it's just not working the way it needs to, and it's seriously, it's not the developer's fault. Is the thing. Like, there are some issues that they will have to fix in patches that are like actual game glitches.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just because like they're not able to get the proper work in with Microsoft and Sony.
So like the servers when they officially launched, like at midnight. Let's just talk about the launch a little bit. One, PS4 wasn't supposed to come out until 11 a.m. Eastern. Sony Europe released the game at midnight Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time. So then they said, you know what, pull the lever for Sony US. And they're like, all right, so you should be seeing it soon. And then it didn't. So that was another problem. Then, they had server overload, which happens with every game.
Yeah, especially this game is blown up.
Yes, so they moved servers. They migrated servers. Now, one being a non-traditional release on a Tuesday, Thursday. It threw everybody off. They had to turn on servers, and servers take a while to turn on, slowly and surely. So while they're answering questions saying the servers are turning on, the servers turn on, people are like, it's been an hour, where are they? It's been 2 hours, where are they? You keep saying you don't have a time. Why? Go to their Twitter. I could just quote them all day long on their Twitter.
Yeah. And the thing is, people are giving them so much shit and like, oh, you guys aren't putting in the effort. My God. Those guys were up all night. All the guys at Alphonic, all the guys at Gun.
They're averaging maybe 5 hours of sleep between 11 a.m. and like 2 p.m. And then they're up all day and all night long.
Yeah.
It's
and then
crazy.
By the way, they were at a convention this weekend, so they had to, in the middle of this convention for their launch party, had to go off and work and, just messed up everything. So, I mean, you got to give them a little bit of a break. Servers are not,
I don't know how to stress this. They're doing everything they can and everything they can well. Like, they are doing as much as they can.
Yeah, so just stay patient, really. And a lot of people have been asking us to give our review and what we actually would give it a number grade. Until servers are up, that is not fair for us to do.
Right.
We won't do it until that's the case. We will have a review at some point. But I mean, I will say, if you're going off content of the game, it's been a blast.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Quick review here, but like we said, replay value is not a problem.
Yeah,
we have 100 hours each. We were ready to hop on.
Yeah, it's a blast. It really is, especially when you're playing with friends. It could not be more fun. I haven't had this much fun playing a game in a long time. So it doesn't mean it doesn't come with its there's issues involved, but it's still been a blast.
Right. Another issue they've been having is the DLC, the Counselor Clothing Pack and the Savini skin. As of right now recording this is Sunday afternoon. They did get it working, I believe, across, for sure, Steam and Xbox. Not quite sure about PS4 because I'm not on it. But they might have it already done, and by the time you're watching this, maybe they've already fixed it. So that was a big issue. Nobody was getting their Savini skins. And people have been reselling these Savini skins for upwards of $400 sometimes.
Yeah, if you're paying $400 for the skin, come on, man.
And here's the thing. So half of those skins on there, the codes that they send you, they don't work.
Yeah.
They're just random
You're
codes.
being scammed.
Yeah. So they can't stress this enough. Don't buy resold codes. Go look for giveaways on the Friday the 13th the game Discord. There's always giveaways happening. They're starting to die down a lot now, but I'm sure there's going to be some in the future. I think there's even one on the day you're going to be watching this is when someone is drawing it for the Savini skin for Steam, I believe. So, don't buy a Savini skin. They are not available legitly anymore.
Yeah, very true. So just be really aware for buying any DLC like that from any game in general, because you could be scammed pretty easily.
Yeah.
All right. There's your Friday the 13th game breakdown. Once again, make sure you check out our streams. Make sure you turn some notifications on. Because we've been streaming a ton.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be streaming. The day you're watching this, we'll be streaming on tomorrow. So Monday, we'll be streaming for Memorial Day. So cool. Make sure you check it out. Let's go and move on to our next line of news, which kind of includes Friday the 13th, since it's Kane Hodder's documentary To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story. Now, we haven't gotten really a lot of information. It's been like a year, I think. I don't remember when I donated. I donated a long time ago. So, yeah, we haven't got much news. There was a lot of information coming out like, oh, we got a first look at our teaser trailer. That teaser trailer was the same one that's on the Indiegogo, so I don't know why that was reported. But we did get an exclusive clip that comes directly within the documentary, and we're going to show you that right now. Let's take a look.
People come to see Kane Hodder for a reason, over and over. I mean, his line never ends.
I was very envious of him because he had a line going clear out the door, and I had nobody at my table.
He's so appreciative and so good with the fans. I don't think you could have a better ambassador for a franchise.
That whole segment of fandom didn't get the respect. Now I think everybody realizes that the horror movie, like the science fiction film or the fantasy film, is a go-to popcorn ingredient in the soul of Hollywood.
All right. Telling back the Kane Hodder story, I gotta tell you, I've been so excited for this for such a long time. It is because I've read his book twice, so it's an incredible story, and and then the way he talks about it, if you watch the trailer, I just seeing Kane like genuinely care about the situation, because I mean he tears up in the trailer, and it's just sad. It's a sad story, but it's also cool to see all these people. I mean, Felissa Rose you saw in there, Robert Englund was just in there, Ted White, all these people that genuinely just care so much about him because of how great of a guy he is and how down to earth he is. It's so cool to me, and so
I'm not a fan of documentaries, but I'm definitely going to check this one out, man. It looks really good, even for non-horror fans. Like you're going to watch this and just listen to the story that's being told, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it. Yeah,
it's an extremely unique story, that's for sure. I remember even in the Discord, people were asking like, "Well, what is it that happened with Kane?" And I'm sitting in there like explaining away because it's such a cool story. Because it's like, I don't know, I feel like it seriously is probably the best like autobiography that I've ever read. Like, honestly, so entertaining and so true. Like, he reveals stuff that you would never expect anyone to reveal about themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to respect the guy for that alone. But, yeah, Tell Him Back, now officially locked into release, but it is being spread across film festivals right now, and it's been submitted into some of the biggest festivals in the world. So expect to hear more news on that very soon.
I'm sure we'll do a review on it when it comes out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm super, super pumped for it.
Yeah.
All right. There's your Tell Him Back, the Kane Hodder story. If you haven't read his book, please go check it out. And go check out the trailer for it as well. We'd like to show it here, but, can't.
Yeah.
So, go check out the trailer and just get a better insight of what this entity is of the Kane Hodder story. All right. So we're going to start something new here. Let's move on to something that we're going to call the F13 Play of the Week. All right? Now, if you want to submit your play of the week, you can head to Twitter. You can go ahead and use #/cast or #F13 Play of the Week. Now, see, this concludes everything. This could include the most clutch kill, most clutch escape, how fast you're killing somebody. It could be anything. But, this week, since we're kicking things off, it comes from a clip recorded by Nick of our buddy laughing and a, really clutch La Chapa moment. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at that clip right now.
Oh my God. Damn it! Just die! It worked! It actually worked!
Wow, that actually worked?
So as you can see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Super clutch moment. And I gotta love with you. Laughing does that shit all the time.
Yeah.
And it's super annoying.
Yeah.
Whether it's him as Jason or it's him as a counselor, the guy just has such clutch escapes and kills. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if you have something like that you think is worthy of being Friday the 13th the Game Play of the Week, submit it on Twitter or really anywhere. Honestly, if you can get it to us, we'll be willing to watch it and yeah, possibly put it on the show. So Friday the 13th the Game Play of the Week. I'm super excited to see submissions.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch. It's fun to play. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think that's why streams have been so successful in
Yes.
general for everybody. Including it blowing up on Twitch and beating out League of Legends.
It was
That's
the number
insane.
one stream game on Twitch on for even in early access, and that's just crazy to believe.
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic of the day, which is one that makes me quite literally want to punch myself in the face because it doesn't make any sense, and that is Jeepers Creepers. I don't even want to call it Jeepers Creepers 3 because I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm telling you, we spent a good half an hour to an hour trying to figure out what these articles mean and how they go together. Okay? So we have no idea truly what is right. And neither does anyone working on this project, apparently.
Really? Yeah.
Like, it seriously doesn't make any sense. All right, so word on Jeepers Creepers 3 has been quiet ever since the news broke that the original film star, Gina Phillips, is not the lead in the third entry, and the plot details have been circulating were, in fact, wrong.
And we talked about this.
And yeah. Okay, so and while we wish we could, give you some rock solid information on that status of the film, nothing truly certain has been released. But in a recent interview with Diabolical magazine, Gina Phillips spoke about her character's role, what was supposed to be upcoming Jeepers Creepers 3. So explaining that while it's true that she's not the star of the film, she's a rather integral role in the story, saying, "I am in it in order to launch what happens next."
All right, so a cameo.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, so she goes on by explaining, quote, "The character is in me now. Trish is in me. She's with me. It's not hard to come back to who she is at the core, but a lot has changed for Trish over the years. She's a mother. She has been through a lot. I haven't gone through anything like this character has been through. I'm knocking on wood as I say that because I'm pretty superstitious. But I am a mom now, and I understand the journey. Once you become a parent, you would do anything for that child as far as beg, borrow, steal, or kill or die for your child. It was pretty easy to put myself in that place because it parallels my life. As for how director Victor Salva plans explaining Trish's role in the film, Phillips states, quote, "Victor has written what happens next from the second after the conclusion of Jeepers Creepers 3. I think that's all I'm allowed to say about it, but he wrote in such detail and has lots of flashback to what happened over the years that made it very easy for me. I got to see what eventually happened to the character. He put enough flashbacks in there. I got to see what happened to her over the last 15 years. Let's just say there's more to come."
Hold up. What is going on? Is she so seriously? There's no context here when it came to these quotes. It was like, so you mean Jeepers Creepers 4? Okay, I guess.
The amount of times we've gone through Jeepers Creepers 3 Cathedral is no more. This is between 1 and 2. This is Jeepers Creepers 3, and it's going to take place between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And now we get a bunch of just quotes that's just a mess overall.
Yeah, we literally just reported. I think it was Stan Shaw that said, "Oh, that material for the Cathedral was 12 years ago. We threw that out a long time ago." Well, bullshit apparently, because apparently it's happening in Jeepers Creepers 4.
And then separate articles. Jeepers Creepers 4 script is finished.
Yeah. Why?
So what? They just dig in the trash and find it? Oh no, we want this now. Everybody wants this now. What?
I don't understand.
So is Gina Phillips legit going to be in the film in the last couple seconds or the first couple seconds of Jeepers Creepers 3, and now what was Cathedral is now 4? And that's what she was talking about here?
I don't really understand, because what this would mean, all right, because it's been reported, and apparently, I mean, it's a fact, that this takes place between 1 and 2. Which means her role, because it seems like her role comes in the second half of the movie, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So that would mean, I don't know, she comes back as some hero, but it's supposed to lead to Jeepers Creepers 4. But she just said 15 years later, she now has a kid, and it's like...
That was Cathedral.
Right. So what is she saying that, we're going to skip 15 years and jump to Jeepers Creepers 4? That's what it is? It's seriously, I'm telling you, it doesn't make any sense. It's all a mess. And it was reported that she wasn't even in the movie at all very recently.
Oh, 1 week. It is. Oh, wow. Gina Phillips on the set. Next week, Gina Phillips isn't in this movie. Next, you know, she's probably going to be a cameo. And then next week, the script's for me.
Mm-hmm. It also doesn't make sense that it says it takes place in day between 1 and 2, right? But it says that it takes place in day 23 of his hunt. Just so you're aware, Jeepers Creepers 2 takes place in day 23. Okay? So I don't understand how this works in the mix.
I'm just getting headaches already, man. We've spent so much time just trying to figure out what is going on, and we don't know.
Yeah. And then people are asking, like, they've gone to Twitter and asked Stan Shaw, it's like, hey, is Jeepers Creepers 3 a sequel, a prequel, a reboot? And he's like, well, there's Jeepers Creepers 1, there's Jeepers Creepers 2, and then there's Jeepers Creepers 3. So what the hell does that mean? Because, okay, are you saying, all right, what I'm getting from that is that, oh, it's a sequel. That's what I'm getting from that. So it's like, but that doesn't mean shit. Just because it's called Jeepers Creepers 3 doesn't mean it's a sequel. You know, Insidious Chapter 3, that's a prequel, but it's called Chapter 3. Like, that was kind of a dickhead quote. Just saying, like,
yeah, like we said, not even the people working on the movie, in the movie, they don't know what's going on either.
I don't think Stan Shaw meant bad by that, and I understand he's probably frustrated because he gets that question all the time. Yeah. I imagine, but it's like that doesn't mean anything. Just because it's called Jeepers Creepers 3 doesn't mean it can't be a prequel,
right? If anybody working on Jeepers Creepers 3...
Can you just give us some information, please? I'm confused.
Send us an email.
I'm confused.
We just want to know what's going on. We love Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2, man. And such the cult following that it has, we just want to know what's coming next.
Yeah. And then, you know, the mess that this is so far, it's terrifying me for what the content of the movie is.
Yeah.
Especially because listen to the synopsis. This is the official. I don't know what the hell the movie's about. This is what apparently is a synopsis of Jeepers Creepers 3. Jeepers Creepers 3 will show events on the last day of the Creepers' 23-day feeding frenzy as a skeptical Sergeant Tubbs teams up with a task force hell-bent on destroying the Creeper for good. The Creeper fights back in gory glory as its enemies grow closer than ever before to learning the secret of its dark origins.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about that either because, like, what you said before the podcast was super interesting because you're like, there's never been like a goal, right? There's never really been a goal of these films. It was like, you're stranded, this thing's trying to kill you, you don't know why, you don't really understand its purpose, but it's terrifying and you got to find a way to survive. This is like, why are we hunting it? And I seriously don't get it because if this is the same 23-day period, like nobody knew. Nobody understood what the hell this monster was, and nobody has time to figure it out because it's only 23 days every 23 years.
So now if they're getting closer than ever to learning the secrets of its dark origins, you don't think that would be like worldwide news by the time Jeepers Creepers 2 took place on the last day?
Yeah, but apparently this is the last day. So okay, does this... Oh, I don't get it. Does it take place in, like... during the 23 days between 1 and 2, and then we get to Jeepers Creepers 2, and then, like, but obviously that doesn't make any sense because we don't see it happen in Jeepers Creepers 2. Like, we literally watch the life fade out of the Creeper at the end of Jeepers Creepers 2 to rest for the next 23 years and then to come back later and eat again.
Yep.
So, like, what we've seen doesn't make sense for the synopsis unless it takes place in a different 23, like, at a different period, a different 23 years apart.
Yeah.
But it's been reported it takes place in 1 and 2. And apparently that was a fact. I don't even know anymore. Jeepers Creepers 3 is just kind of a mess. But hey, if you want to find some positive in it, or some huge negative if you want, Jeepers Creepers 4 is apparently a thing. So even though we've been waiting, 14 years? Has it been 14 years since Jeepers Creepers 2? That was 2003, I believe. So, like, we've been waiting 14 years for another sequel, and, you know, all of a sudden we're jumping into another one before we even got this one. It's just a mess.
I tell you, my excitement level has gone down, but I really want to see where this goes. Like I said, I love Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Definitely top 5 horror movie on my list.
Yeah. But, you know, it's still a mess for the sole purpose of its content. And, you know, the petitions still go on strong because of who's making it. And you can't blame them for that.
No.
So the petitions continue. And now this mess, it's like, I don't know how to support it anymore. I don't know. Hopefully we get some more, like, proper news soon.
I'm not
real news.
I'm not joking. If you or know someone that worked on Jeepers Creepers 3, worked on Jeepers Creepers 3 Cathedral, or anything.
Hey, you can come on for an interview if you actually want to explain your side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean to talk shit about the movie because I love Jeepers Creepers, but like,
We just want to know what's going on.
yeah, but it's like it's not helping the people that are reporting it. There's so many different reports. It's here and there, and it's different stories every day, and it's like it's not helping the film at all.
No.
So, I mean, this is another thing. It's harder to blame the people making it.
I know we want to move on, but there was like 4 different articles saying that someone in the film, I don't remember who, said the release date was Labor Day 2017.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, can I look at your sources? Like, can I get that quote? And no article had any sort of proof or fact behind it. It was just like, oh, yep, coming Labor Day. Coming Labor Day, September 1st. And then coming Labor Day, September 3rd.
Oh, this is awesome.
We need to move on.
We need to move on. Yeah, so Jeepers Creepers, though, keep up to date. Tell us some information, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to something that I actually want to talk about, and that is that Halloween, the next Halloween movie, the 2018 Halloween. Now, today, okay, we're going to bring you some interesting imagery that came from the Licensing Expo in Vegas, and that was our first legitimate imagery for the 2018 Halloween. Now, this is a look at it. This is obviously just a picture of a picture, so that's weird already. But as you can see, it's extremely simplistic, which you would imagine for anything promotional at this time, because obviously they haven't shot it. But this does not reflect the final poster of the film at all. So just keep that in mind. But hey, it's already simplistic. It's already feeling pretty old school.
Yeah.
So we're on the right track.
Yeah.
That's always good news. Now, Danny McBride appeared as a guest on the Jim Norton and the Sam Roberts show and revealed when the next Halloween will begin shooting, saying, quote, "We've been cracking away on that. We're going to shoot it this fall." Nice. So that's good news.
I hope that doesn't set up for a January release, though.
No.
You don't think they'll
no
flip
way
it that quick?
No, I don't. No. You'll see in a second why that's not true. Hold on. I have facts for you.
Oh.
But yeah, so McBride also cleared up the confusion about if it is retelling or a continuation, saying, "It is not a reboot. It's not going to be a rehash. It's a continuation of Michael Myers where we're choosing to continue it from. You'll have to see when the movie comes out." I'd already seen all these movies, but I've really been studying them now and just thinking about all the people that have been hired to make a Michael Myers movie, just trying to avoid any mistakes that those people might have made.
Wow. All right.
I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He goes on. The first Halloween is scary as shit, and the second Halloween is scary, but not as scary. And from there, it isn't as scary. And I really think what happens with it is basically becomes Frankenstein. No matter what anyone hits him with, he's not going to die. There's no suspense. We're just trying to play with that. Make him real. Not make him real by giving him some crazy backstory either. Shots fired. Just getting back to the basics. Even the moment they made Laurie and Michael Myers siblings, it also makes it not quite as scary. So all of that kind of stuff to us, those are things that took an amazing idea and took it somewhere that wasn't quite as effective.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I took away from this, actually, we already knew that he was going back, right? We knew that he was kind of skipping over most of the sequels. What's really, is interesting to me is he said, even the moment that they made Laurie and Michael Myers siblings, it also makes it not quite as scary, which means he's throwing out Halloween 2 as well. Or at least the story that comes with that, which also means that Laurie is no longer an important character, which also means that she won't be in this movie. Which also, it's basically saying that, like, he was stalking her, just a stalker, no motive, okay?
Which was the first Halloween.
Right, so it's the first Halloween. So basically, he's going to go on, I imagine he's going to go stalk some other random teens.
So what? Is the film going to open with him getting up out of the grass and going, "I got to get out of here," and just runs away?
I got to live with you, though. That would be cool.
Yes, it would.
But I don't know.
Not trying to sound sarcastic or anything, but like, is that where it's going to start? And then, maybe he gets in the car or just straight up just walks pretty fast away.
What's interesting to me, though, he seems like the kind of guy that doesn't give up,
Yeah.
Like, so the fact that Laurie's not dead, that's got to be,
bugging him?
Yeah. And the same with Dr. Loomis. Like, this dude just shot me. Like, game on, bro. So, like, I don't know. I also don't know how if you're gonna do that and you're gonna go to Halloween and just stick with that, which is okay. If you want to throw out the sibling thing, okay, I can understand that. But like you have to still include Dr. Loomis. I don't think it's fair not to.
Right.
Because that's not really, it's sort of backstory, but it's like that's the only people like that really have connections. Like that's the only person that Michael has really connected to, at least to some degree. Like he's had to sit and listen to him for 15 years, you know? Well, 8 years. But like, you know, like I think it wouldn't be fair not to have that character, but I don't know how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going to get some people lashing out at you because Donald Pleasance is passed. So
maybe that's why we won't see a Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know how you could do that.
I know.
I really don't know how you do that. This is one of the reasons I said a reboot makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because like there are so many key characters that are just so loved in this franchise, even just in the first movie alone. And you know, you're like you can't really bring them back.
Yeah.
You can't make Jamie Lee Curtis super young again. You can't bring Donald Pleasance back to life. I mean, there's just stuff you can't do. And then you put new like actors and actresses into those roles. I can't see anyone really getting behind it. I really can't. So I don't know what their plan is to make that work.
Maybe he just goes to another town, starts over. And then we just see basically a remake almost then of the first Halloween, just in a different town. With no Laurie or Dr. Loomis.
Right. I don't know. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what they're feeling. But I mean, it still should be good news that John Carpenter is on board, right? And
he's on board and behind it.
Yeah, so he obviously loves whatever they brought to him. I mean, so that's good news.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But like I said about that release date, the project is currently scheduled to arrive into theaters on October 19th of 2018. So I mean, they got a whole year turnaround.
Let's hope so.
That's good news. And having an October, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Please put Halloween by Halloween.
Maybe that's a John Carpenter contract requirement. Like this movie's gonna come out when it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad they're doing that. And
yeah.
Don't give us a January release or anything like that. You can give us August. A lot of Halloweens have come out in August.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that, but don't turn it around. Just try to get your money quick.
Yeah. I think it's clear that they're huge fans and they actually want to make the best movie possible.
Right.
So I still have high hopes. And I will say after we talked about what happened with his quote last week and like how like scary that was, I think this is something that should help us, like feel better about what's coming,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Halloween in a nutshell, it's still looking all right. It's obviously they have something that's good and working with, but it is going to go, old school, right? So, gosh, get ready for something crazy because I seriously can't think of how to take that story and make it work now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to check it out. Like, we're going to check it out for sure.
This is probably going to be in the top 10 2018 list.
Like it was on our 2017 list?
Yeah, so let's hope it actually makes it. It doesn't get delayed in 2018.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be a wrap on Slash and Cast today. Once again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Editor, roll that outro. Hey, you! Thanks for watching this episode of Slash and Cast. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and click that box right down there to check out last week's episode.
Also, if you want to check out the film the fans are calling the best fan film of all time, make sure you click that box right down there to check out our Friday the 13th fan film.
While you're at it, click that circle right there to subscribe to our channel. Never miss a video again.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.